Hey, so what's up? Ward Wrestling Live here. We have another lady hammer from the country, also from the great state of Florida. It's the great Karoline Ortiz. In high school, she was at the legendary Dr. Phillips women's program. She's a two-time Florida State champ at Dr. Phillips, three-time Florida State Placer, two undefeated seasons, Fargo All American, Metro champ, regional champ, two times on the All American dual team, and she's got the sixth most wins in DP history. And she's with us today. It's the great Karoline Ortiz. What's up, girl, man? Thank you so much for coming on.
Hi, thank you for having me.
Yeah, I'm so happy that you reached out, or I reach out to Kerwin, and I'm like, hey, get me some of your girls, man. So he was working on that for me, and I'm glad through all that. As a matter of fact, he just signed up for, I think, the 28th, and he's got like 4 or 5 girls coming on with him or something, a bunch of hammers. So pretty cool. First of all, obviously a different type of summer, right?
Yeah, COVID really hit.
Yeah. I mean, what was that like? What was your summer like?
Well, because of COVID, at first we were all quarantined and we couldn't rest or we couldn't really do much. So I would just work out at home, run around the neighborhood, some push-ups, some sit-ups. And then Coach Curran, he got a facility for us, just like a small group, to just, keep wrestling and make sure we're still, on track for anything that comes up. So after that, we just started drilling pretty much, We didn't really go live because we wanted to make sure we got the technique down and stuff. So we drilled all summer. I went back home to the Dominican Republic as well to visit some family. And then I came back to come to Missouri. So
That's awesome. Yeah, yeah, Missouri, Orlando, kind of similar, right?
It's cold up here.
A little different.
Yeah.
Man, so that's cool. I mean, so you're a sophomore this year, right? So you finished your first season in college, coming into your second season. What was that first year like?
Well, my first year, I could only wrestle 2 tournaments for the season because I took a medical red shirt. So I'm just ready to get back on the mat this season and, go at it.
Nice. And, what made Missouri Baptist the right school for you? I mean, coming out of the state of Florida, you were one of the best girls in the state, very highly ranked throughout the country. You probably could have chose a multitude of schools. What made Missouri Baptist just feel right?
Well, Coach Kerwin, my high school coach, he knows the coach up here, which is Coach Jackson, my current coach. And, we would always come to Oklahoma for the folk style national tournament. And before going to Oklahoma, we would stop here and, get some drilling in. And, if you had to cut weight, you cut weight, So we would come up here and then we would go to Oklahoma and wrestle. And we've been doing that since like my sophomore year in high school. So I've been pretty familiar with the team and the coach. And, it felt right. It felt like family pretty much. So that's why I came up here.
Man, that's awesome. And apparently there's another 3 or 4 Florida hammers there with you, right?
Yeah, we have Jessica Corridor and Shania Gowan.
Man, so you guys are just continuing to kick some ass around the country, and that's awesome. Before we get into like Coach Brian Jackson and that room, talk about wrestling for Kerwin, the mentor that Kerwin is. What makes him amazing, and how has he been able to build such an amazing women's, legendary program there at Dr. Phillips?
I mean, there's so much I could say about Coach Curran. He's been such a great, he's been a big part of my life, I would say, and he's the reason I am where I am today in wrestling, in life, as a student, overall. So with him, like as a coach for my high school, and he still coaches me now, he's just like everything, even the smallest details have to be, you have to make sure the smallest details are correct. And, he just pushes you to be your best self every day, everybody in the room, So even like we would win championships and stuff like that, like Metro champs and stuff like that, and we'll get back on the room the next week and we'll just go at it even harder because we have states in 2 weeks, and we're like, no, like even though we won this, that doesn't mean anything. We still gotta go at it. We gotta go hard, and we're here to dominate. That was always the word during the season. We gotta dominate. It's not just to win; it's to dominate the whole the whole tournament pretty much.
That's awesome. Yeah, I mean, I've gotten to have him on the show, so I was able to speak to him there. What an amazing guy to talk to and get to know. I text him sometimes, message him, just because I want to help the girls out too. So try to get girls on. I created a nice little girls background there. I got your girls coach behind me. Hopefully she kicks ass these next couple of weeks at the Rockfin. That'll be fun. You have a great relationship with Anna. You mentioned drilling with her all summer, so that's cool. Man, another stud. I mean, what is there? Five or six state championships between the two of you. So it's got to be a fun drill to watch. You got to Missouri and now you're there. Talk about Brian Jackson, wrestling for him. His philosophy and culture in the room. He's built a winning program. What makes that room such a great room to wrestle in?
He's with Coach Jackson. He's there for you, like on the mat and off the mat. Doesn't matter if it's like about wrestling or not. If you have to talk about personal problems, that's what makes us so much closer. Me and him and our relationship as a team with our coach. He's just always there for us. So I would say like that's the big thing with him. In the room, you can tell that everybody this year, well, as well as last year, but everybody's there to win. They want to win. So you can see everybody pushing themselves and their partners harder and harder every day, which is, amazing to see, even with the upcoming freshmen as well.
That's awesome. And how does he keep you guys focused not only on the mat, but in the classroom?
Well, he's always checking up on us. Like, we'll always talk to him, mostly daily, but if it's not like every day, it's, every once in a while, at least a week checkup. Like, oh, how are your classes? Do you need me to talk to a teacher? How's it going? Do you need help? I have some tutors that could help you out. So he's always there for you on and off the mat, which is amazing. Yeah,
that's awesome. What young ladies out there that are doing big things right now in high school and their goal is to be where you are, how would you tell them to prepare themselves for the next level?
Well, I would tell them that they have to put in the work off the mat as well, because there is some, athletes that think that it's just coming into practice and after practice, that's it. You put in the work for the day. You can't do that. You have to put in the work before practice or after practice. If it's getting a run in or lifting or something like that, if that's what you have to do, that's what you have to do, And I want to let them know that it's not as scary as people make it seem, because, you talk to some people and they're like, oh my God, college wrestling, oh my God. It's going to be fun. You're still wrestling the same old people that you graduated with, that you were wrestling, just, some older people as well. It's not as scary as it seems. You just got to go at it with the right mentality and you'll be fine.
Yeah, that's awesome. And, when would you tell girls to start kind of that transition into picking up freestyle? Because obviously once high school's over, that's all you're wrestling in college as a girl, right? So when did that transition happen for you? And when do you think girls should transition into that, or should they start it right away?
I would say start as soon as possible, as soon as you can, just so you pick it up. You don't want to, the summer before you go into college, start wrestling freestyle, because you won't really have much experience with it. Coach Karen made us kind of sort of start my sophomore year during the summer, since there was like freestyle states. Even though not a lot of girls wrestle outside of season, but he would make us do that. And then Fargo and WWL, it was all freestyle. So he made us pick it up pretty, like right off the bat. And that's how I started, liking freestyle. And then I enjoyed freestyle a lot more than folk style, top and bottom and stuff like that. I don't really like that. So, yeah.
That's cool. Yeah, I want to my son just turned 15, and I this year going into the off season was going to be his first like spring getting to experience freestyle, and instead we experienced COVID. But so right. He'll get there. He's been working out, and then little by little we'll get him back on the mat. What what does Florida girls being sanctioned mean to you?
It means a lot. I mean, I started off my freshman year, I was kind of lost. It was my first year wrestling, and it was a small gym. It was at Osceola, and we took third place. And we're celebrating because we took third, and we don't know what we're doing. And Coach Kern is looking at us like, man, we could have, taken a higher place, but y'all don't know what y'all about to do. So he pushed us so hard the next year. We took first and first. But, when you're trying to recruit people or when you're telling them, oh, yeah, we're state champs, they're just like, there's always the cocky football players or stuff like that they're like, well, you're not even sanctioned. So, and you're just like, okay, I still work as hard as you or even harder than you. So being sanctioned, it means a lot because, people can actually take us serious as a state and as the sport grows. So, yeah.
And it's going to be awesome. And I think you mentioned you listened to Anna's interview with me earlier, but I don't remember, at some point I said, it'll be really cool, that 21-22 state tournament, to see all you girls come back and be in the stadium and be in the gym to see that first that first sanctioned tournament. It'll be cool. Plus to see all you hammers back there watching, rooting them on. All them little girls, I'm sure they look up to you guys, and you guys, I know you guys come back for the summers and give back to the rooms and get in and do your thing. It's your second year at Missouri Baptist. I know you had an injury, so you had to kind of get through that. So what are some things you're looking forward to this year now that you're healthy?
Well, last season I couldn't really make it through a practice pretty much without taking a break or stuff like that, or even a workout. I couldn't push myself as hard as I could. Not as hard as I could, as hard as I wanted to. So this season we already started, the conditioning, and we got on the mat last week, and it was amazing to be back. I missed it so much. Being able to push yourself on the hills when we're doing hill workouts or stair workouts and stuff like that, it just feels amazing afterwards, where you're like, yeah, I did that. I pushed myself, and I did as best as I could. So that's what I'm looking forward to the most, competing and being the best me that I can be on the mat and off the mat.
Yeah, so I think coming out of this COVID, kids, adults, whoever wrestled is really going to appreciate the sport more when they get back on the mat. But having had to go through an injury season, then the COVID summer, then get back on the mat, you got to be just like Christmas came early.
Yeah, pretty much. Shoot.
Man, so, looking for a big year. You got your teammates with you, Florida being sanctioned. Brian Jackson's doing big things there. Is he the only coach in the room with you? You got a few others.
We have a GA, which she just graduated last year. Her name's Angel. She's kind of the assistant coach because we had an assistant coach last year, but he left. So now it's just Coach Jackson and her. And
in the with the growth of the NAIA and the growth of all these teams and even the girls teams that have been created through COVID, how amazing is that? Just for your school to have more opportunities to add to the schedule, but also for the young ladies coming up behind you to get more opportunities than maybe you had to seek somewhere after high school.
It's great. They're gonna, coaches are actually gonna look into Florida more, since it's sanctioned now. Maybe before they were like, kind of, sort of, oh yeah, let's recruit here and there. But now that it's sanctioned, they're actually gonna look at the bigger picture and be like, oh yeah, let's go over there, check out their state tournament, and recruit more. So that's amazing.
We got to get Kerwin to hit up Bird and do a lady cowboy tournament.
Oh yeah, for sure.
What would we call it? A lady knockout. A lady knockout.
I would like to see that.
That would be dope, right?
Yeah.
Hey, so this has been awesome. I mean, please tell all your friends and girlfriends to come on the show and hang out with me and let's talk wrestling. It's been so much fun. What are your goals after college? Do you want to try to, I know it's far away, but is wrestling coaching something you want to do? Is competing at the world level and and continue to go further in the sport? Maybe end up at the U.S. Olympic Center. What are some of your passions or your goals?
You know, I want to wrestle as much as I can, as long as I can. And if, you know, there comes to a point where my wrestling career ends and, you know, I move to coaching, I would love to coach. It would be something I would love to do, you know, depending on my career path and how everything goes. But, you know, hopefully that's something I will do in the future.
Yeah, and I mentioned to Anna that I was on with the Life U coaches, and they had mentioned that 2024 they're going to start women's beach wrestling in the Olympics. So how awesome will that be for young ladies like yourself to now have another avenue to dream?
Yeah, it would be great, honestly. I heard you say that to Anna, and I was like, oh, really? Like, I was surprised as well because I did not know that either.
Makes two of us.
So cool.
I just found out, so I was like, man, hell yeah, because it should be, and that's awesome.
Right.
I love it. Well, it's cool, man. This has been awesome. I love talking with you. I got some questions for you. Hey, did we talk about everything you want to talk about? Anybody you want to shout out? Anything you want to discuss?
They ain't putting me on the spot. Like, you know, shout out to my teammates, you know, my drilling partners, Jackie, Anna, Jessica, all of them, and my coach, Coach Kerwin and Coach Jackson. Thank you for helping me be the person I am today.
Awesome. Yeah. And real quick, without wrestling, where would you be?
Whew. Without wrestling, I don't think I would be in college right now. I think I would have joined the military, like right after high school. But since I wanted to continue my wrestling path, I was like, you know what? I'm going to go to college, get my degree, and wrestle.
So this wrestling thing has been pretty good for you.
Yeah, it has.
That's awesome. Well, good for you. All right, chicken wings or chicken strips?
Chicken wings. Yeah.
The funk roll or the leg lace?
Leg lace.
Snickers or peanut butter cups?
Snickers.
In the fridge or not?
In the fridge. Yeah.
The waist roll or the chest lock roll?
Waist roll.
Scrambled or over easy?
Scrambled.
Head and arm or suplex?
Suplex. All day.
Lemonade or fruit punch?
Fruit punch. No.
Single or double?
Double.
Hamburger, cheeseburger?
Cheeseburger.
Cheeseburger.
Yeah.
High C or foot sweep?
High C.
I should have done like arroz con gandules or arroz con frijoles.
Arroz con gandules.
Gandules. I like it. Or maybe like papa rellena or empanada.
Yeah, empanadas all day.
Hell yeah. You get those in Missouri?
No, sadly, but it's okay. When I go home, I got something to look forward to. So
you got to bring that Spanish funk to Missouri.
Yeah, I sure do.
Well, hey, you have a new fan here. I will be watching you. I'll be rooting for you. Anytime you want to come on my show, please just hit me up, and you're welcome to do it. Doesn't matter to me anywhere you are in the country, any tournament you're going into. If you just want to shoot the shit, hit me up, and we'll do it.
All right. Thank you so much.
Yeah, I appreciate it. I love that smile. Keep smiling, keep kicking life's ass, and keep doing big things.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Yes, ma'am. Thanks for coming on. It was an honor.